Today's Friday, but I took this day off because I'm going to have a long weekend with my partner in spa, and today I'm going to work a little bit on my own stuff, on the YouTube channel stuff, and I also need to send some propositions to potential collaborations that I might do. And during the day I also have a meeting with a fellow YouTuber. She has like 200,000 subscribers and we're gonna brainstorm some video ideas. I need to ask her some questions about how to work with brands. I'm having super late breakfast. It's like 11:20 now in the morning. It was really hard to wake up. I had a headache, I had to take pills, so I'm still a little bit dizzy. Having breakfast, brushing and drying my hair, making them a bit more curly the way I like it currently, and biking to the city to work a little bit, just in a different environment, because I get kind of tired of constantly working from home. Even though I really like it, I'm not gonna complain. I love working from home, but you know, changing the environment is really nice. Also, I got a new camera. I really hope the sound is good and the picture is good. I'm fairly excited to try it out today as well in the city. So, I'm gonna finish my oatmeal and get going. I really like listening to audiobooks while biking, although I need to turn on the transparency mode so I can properly hear everything. Now I'm listening to Noise by Daniel Kahneman. I've had very high expectations about this book because I really like thinking fast and slow, but so far Noise has been a little bit boring for me, and definitely I'm gonna listen to it until the end because I think it's a pretty valuable book. There are a lot of good lessons about the differences between noise and biases and how we measure noise in our decision making, but I kind of expected more, or I don't know, more interesting book, or maybe I'm just spoiled with some interesting books lately. So not necessarily very fun to listen to, especially while biking, and then I kind of drift off occasionally and forget what was he saying, what was the author saying, so oh well. But now we're gonna go. Hey there. Every time. It happens every time. Yeah. Stockholm is generally not great for having like hairstyle done because it's so windy and it's just always gone within. Pretty much you go out and hairstyle is gone. I really like those tiny flowers. I wanted to talk a bit about another learning this month, sort of. Maybe that's obnoxious. Another learning this month-ish. It's been somewhere around a year since I bought an electric bike, and a bit more than a year since I generally bought a bicycle. That was life-changing, honestly. Ooh, that's beautiful light. Anywho, I was talking about the life-changing value of buying a bicycle in Stockholm, and I only did that last year because I didn't want to use public transport. But before that I was thinking about myself as a person who doesn't bike, and that's because I've been seeing colleagues or people at work who just like drive or bike every morning to work as commute instead of going through public transport, and they were like wearing this all bike attire, bike shorts, bike shoes. They were all sweaty, they had to shower. I was thinking like, I'm not that kind of person. I'm not the kind of person that bikes in winter and like under rain, whatever weather it is. This is just like not for me. I don't want to come to work sweating. I want to look nice and feel nice. I don't want to shower at work. I'm just not that kind of person. And oh my god, I was so wrong. I'm definitely not that kind of person because I still don't want to do it like this, but I bought an electric bike, which means I don't really have to sweat unless I really want to. And I don't have that stereotype anymore about myself. And then I started to think, how many other things didn't I do just because I thought of myself like, I'm not the person who, I don't know, makes music or films herself for YouTube or draws, or I'm not the person who travels the world or moves different countries. Just try it. Trying things may show you that you are this kind of person, or maybe you're not this kind of person but a different kind of person. And I feel like that also comes across when you're trying to get into tech, and maybe the stereotypes about people who work in tech make you feel like, I'm not that kind of person. I'm not the kind of person who like works at work and then also works at home, doing a lot of personal projects, having like portfolio of different repositories of various things I've implemented. I'm not this kind of person, and that might make you feel like you don't belong at tech, but there are different kinds of people everywhere, and they're getting many more and more different kinds of people. Diverse crowd that works in data science, development, software development, front end, back end, whatever, research, marketing. So don't think of yourself as this kind of person or not this kind of person, because nobody's really any kind of constant person. Everyone's changing, and if you try something new and you like it, then why not? You don't have to be the kind of person that bikes in the rain to work every week or every day to enjoy actually biking. Yeah, that was a nice revelation for me. Hopefully you can hear me. Yes, so it's July, and I want to talk about what I learned in July. And it's middle of July, so I haven't really finished the books that I wanted to, which is Noise and Eating Animals. But I want to talk about some of the female data professionals who I often read or watch on YouTube or just recently discovered, which I really like. And we're gonna start with one who I constantly talk about, and I always advise to anyone who asks me how to learn anything about data science or analytics or machine learning, and that is Cassie Kozyrkov. She's the head decision scientist, I think, lead decision scientist at Google. I know her by her blog on Towards Data Science and Medium, and also her personal blog, and she also has a YouTube channel where she releases a lot of very valuable videos. Some of them are just about what is analytics, what is data science, some are about statistics, different kinds of biases, how to understand p-value and what it is. And recently she released 2 really big courses on machine learning. Mind that it's not really a course, it's more of a recording of her talking or giving a presentation at some Google Summit, but it's amazing. I'm going to link down below the first and the second part that she talks about. It's about pretty much in general about machine learning, but also sometimes in depth and about some caveats in machine learning, the applications, and how to use different models and for what. I really admire her. I find her articles written very, very, very well. Very easy, very understandable, with graphic examples, with examples of how to apply certain things and how to relate to certain knowledge. And she also doesn't use the word data scientist that much. She talks about many, many different roles you can have in data analytics and machine learning and AI. So really recommend, check out her blog, check out her other blog, check out her newsletter, and definitely go to her YouTube channel. Cassie Kozyrkov, really, really good stuff. The second one is the visualization specialist that I recently discovered because she wrote a book in the same publishing agency where my partner wrote his book on React and TypeScript.
go check that out too if you're interested in that. Her name is Amelia Wattenberger. I'm sorry if I don't pronounce it correctly. And she is like a data analyst or data scientist inclined into visualization. She wrote a book about D3GS, and learning D3GS was like in my backlog for years. Literally, I have to just sit down and start doing some projects with that, because it's one of the prettiest ways to visualize data. And you can see on her blog like how she uses it for different projects. She has very nice and tight course also on her blog about intro to D3GS, so I'll probably start up with that. And I'll also want to get her book because it's super highly rated, and yeah, I just want to support her as well. There is another fellow YouTuber that I've recently discovered that I do want to promote here as well, because I think she has fantastic videos and very few subscribers. It's Damsel in Data. I stumbled across her videos talking about the differences between different data science roles, and I generally like her way of talking. It's very light and with some jokes, and she also has really good content. Like, I definitely relate to what she's talking about. It's my experience as well, so I think would be really valuable. Probably she answered some questions that you asked me on my channel and I didn't answer yet, so go check her out as well. Then there is a machine learning engineer from Ukraine who I follow on Instagram for maybe a year already. I really like how she takes pictures, actually, so I started following her not just because she's a data scientist, but also because I love her aesthetics. She really makes beautiful videos on Instagram and takes fantastic pictures. She talked about how she learned photography as well, which was something I wanted to do too. But recently she started a technical blog about machine learning in English. She there talks about different methodologies she uses at work, for example, to recognize the patterns of the hand or gestures of the hand. She has a nice tutorial on how to create interactive 3D charts, so also visualization a little bit. And she also has the most fantastic name for her blog, which I so much regret that I did not come up with this myself. I would love to steal that, but it's there already, and it's called Not Rocket Science. Oh, and I find it so nice, so cool, like with deep meaning and a little bit funny, and also rockets and like space, and it's just so good. Naming is really hard, so I'm really jealous that she came up with such a great name. So check her out as well. I'm gonna link her down below too. Yeah, this is not like a collaboration or promotion in any way. Most of them don't even know me, so all of them except Olga, we chatted a little bit on Instagram, they don't know me, so genuine recommendation to check them out. And another person who I want to recommend, however, she does not talk about data at all. She is working, I think, in marketing, does fantastic, beautiful visual storytelling on Instagram and started on YouTube. Her name is also Anastasia, Anastasia. She did a course on visual storytelling, which I'm struggling through, but struggling only because I'm really lazy and it's hard for me to focus on something in this heat right now, not because it's not good. Her course is very nice. She gives a lot of references to beautifully shot videos where you actually can see the story through the video rather than being explained. And me wanting to kind of improve the vlogs that I do for this channel, I started her course and already did my first reel because of that, but I do need to increase my speed watching those videos. It's really hard. Like, sometimes I take so many courses and then I'm like procrastinating watching any of them. If you are in any way interested in storytelling, I do recommend her account and her course as well.
Good morning. Summer in Stockholm is continuing, and to take the most advantage of it, I'm going to go to a hotel to work from there. I booked a co-working spot and it's like in nature, next to the water. I'm gonna go and see how it's gonna go.
So Noise by Daniel Kahneman is leaning towards explaining the difference between noise and bias in the decisions we make in the world. He talks about different statistical methods of evaluating whether the decisions are correct and how far off the correct decisions they are. So minimal detectable error. He talks about standard deviations. I think I'm like halfway into the book. It's pretty long and it's going quite slow, so I'm not sure, maybe there is something more or more advanced later on in the end of the book. But so far I'd say it's properly boring. It's very, very academic. It's not written in a fun and engaging way for my taste. It's definitely less fun and engaging than Factfulness or Humble Pie that I read before, which also talked about some like math or statistical concepts, or even psychology of money, talking about like decision making and why we make decisions the way we do. They were just generally much more engaging, and the stories told there were more interesting. There was less repetition and less this kind of academic flair, if you want, of how the book is written. So I'm quite disappointed, honestly. It's also a pretty long book, and a lot of the information there I've already known. However, on the other hand, like if you're willing to go through the sort of academic phrasing of the things that he talks about, it's very, 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 very valuable read. The statistical concepts, the fallacies that are mentioned there are super valuable. Maybe you people could recommend like a book about problems in decision making or errors in decision making that we do that is shorter and more engaging. I would really appreciate that, both for myself but also for other people here who are interested in learning about it. The second thing that I've been listening to this month is Eating Animals by Jonathan Safran Foer. I already said that like it's kind of up in my head and in my mind whether it's beneficial for anyone to eat animals. Like I watched Cowspiracy and Seaspiracy, and there was another one, documentary, like something about athletes on Netflix. Really loved it. There are clear benefits of being vegetarian or even vegan. There are clear benefits for your health and also for the environment and society, and also in terms of ethics and behaviors with animals. So I'm definitely more leaning towards this camp. And the book, even though it's not necessarily marketed as, you know, trying to turn people to be vegetarian and vegan, it does have this flair of like explaining how meat consumption is unethical, really horrible for animals. There is a huge focus on US-based factory farming, like how cows, pigs, and chickens are kept in horrible conditions. They're not healthy for them. So it's not even just like horrible conditions for a living creature, but it's also, even when we consume this meat, it's not very healthy meat, because I have never lived in a place where there were more helicopters than here. Literally all the time there are helicopters above Stockholm. Makes it really hard to film, even at home. Anyway, rant is over. Or not. Oh, now it's a boat. I'm in a really shitty mood, honestly. Normal morning, but just very grumpy, and I know the part that makes me the most grumpy is that I'm technically not supposed to complain because my life is really nice and everything. But I just hate everything. And fight everyone annoying. I don't know why. I want to remind myself that there is no shame in being annoyed, even if your life is great. It's a feeling. You're not responsible for the feeling. It just happens. But damn, it's so hard. Anyway, I was talking about eating animals. Definitely a lot of things that I've read in the book about factory farming I didn't know before. I didn't know how unhealthy the animals are. just not even because they're treated a certain way, but because they're bred into this very specific types of animals for consumption, either for milk or for meat, that makes them quite unhealthy with all the antibiotics and all the additional medication that they get, the limited spaces they're in. So like it's comparing, I guess, in my head to like vegetables that are grown under a lot of fertilizers or a lot of also like antibiotics, cleaning, I don't know what they use, but you know, just like a farm that doesn't look very nice, where the tomatoes are not all round and red and just like crammed all together, and that makes me feel bad about eating those tomatoes. So I guess it's even worse for me when it comes to consuming factory farmed meat. But then when it comes to fish, like after watching Seaspiracy on Netflix, I realized that fish is even worse than that. Why is it so loud? Okay, I'm really annoyed, and yeah, this is life, I guess. Okay, I'm really annoyed, and I guess this is life. We're just gonna end it here. I don't know. The world is beautiful, like look around, but it's okay. It's a feeling. I have no control over this feeling. I can't force myself to feel differently. But in the moment, I don't know what to do. Like my rational part of the brain knows that this is not for long. Just feel this way. Maybe it's just a day like this. But my emotional side is like just want to crush something. Oh well, I hope I could finish on a more positive note. Let's see, maybe I'll come up with something nice later on, but so far this is what we get. Yeah, I guess another thing that I learned this month. Oh my god, there's a deer. Oh, it's so pretty. Another thing that I learned this month is how to balance on the balance board as a part of my sort of workout routine that's not too hard, because I can't really do anything that's hard. I get really tired and very frustrated. What I did not learn this month is how to not get annoyed at everything around me. For some reason, this whole month was extremely annoying, and I already talked about it in the previous video. I really came out here right now with like a goal to film an outro for this month I learned video that's not as, you know, where I'm not as pissed out as I'm in the previous one, but it doesn't work. I came out and there were like 3 commercial flights, one after the other, and I don't even understand why, because pandemic? Like where? Who's flying? And where now? Anyway, so that's not gonna happen. July was annoying. It was hot, it was loud, there is another construction sign under my windows and I can't take it anymore. There have been so many. Look. The thing that's moving is a deer just like next to my house. There are a few of them. I think it's scratching its horns. The stray dog of Sweden, because there are no really stray dogs, I think. I don't know how to not get annoyed. Really a huge struggle for me. Annoyed at myself, annoyed at the others, annoyed at the sound pollution around me. Oh, it's so hard not to. I'm looking forward to autumn and moving to my own apartment and having my own proper office in my apartment, which would be amazing, and hopefully doing my 30-day sort of running challenge for myself and being able to run more than 1 kilometer after 30 days. That would be nice. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope this was not too annoying for you. At least I provided some really nice resources in the beginning about the really great and admirable women who work in data science or who work with content creation. So hope you can check them out. Yeah, thank you and have a nice day.